Hello folks, it's Lease Deals of the Month time. This one's petrol, diesel, hybrid, plug-in hybrid cars. EVs will be in a separate video at the end of this week. But for now, we're looking at those ones. There is a big announcement, however, and that's that tomorrow and Wednesday, that's the 3rd and 4th of September, are Loco Day. Yeah, Loco Day is actually 2 days. And that means Lease Loco reaching out to all the providers to get some extra special deals in the next 2 days. I'll do a little reminder video tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, I'm going to do a video on the best of those. So keep an eye on that. It will be coming. As always, link to Lease Loco is in the video description, and this video is sponsored by ALA. So thanks to them. Let's crack straight on. Almost all of these are 3 years up front, 3-year deals on 10,000 miles a year. And we're starting off with this one. It's the Vauxhall Corsa 1.2 Turbo 130 GS Automatic, 8.7 seconds to 62, 49.6 mpg, 130 brake horsepower, insurance group 19, and 309 litres of boot space. Price history on this one, you can see the average has been £382 a month in this particular trim and spec. This one is £235.88, which is the lowest price we've seen it all year. At its peak, it was £473, but currently £235 against an average of £382. Decent little car for that kind of money. You can't really grumble with it. Say Arona is next. This one's in stock, so it's going to go quickly. It's going to go very quickly, actually. 115 FR Sport DSG Automatic, 400 litres of boot space, insurance group 14, 10.3 to 62, and 49.6 mpg. We've seen it for £1 lower than this. That's it. At its peak, though, it was 469, and its average price has been 339, £270 a month with 811 up front. And don't forget, this one's in stock, so I would expect that to go very soon. So it's a popular, good little car, and it's a really good price. This one's also in stocks, the Skoda Octavia Estate 1.5 TSI SE technology, £273 a month with 821 up front, 640 litres of boot space. That is huge. Insurance group's only 14, despite it having so much space. 10.5 seconds to 62, 59.7 mpg. Average price on this one's been 344. At its lowest point, it was about 15 quid a month less than this, but at its peak, wow, it was 441 quid, so significantly more than we're looking at the moment. Currently 273 with 821 up front. There are some deals on the hatchback as well. I'll just show you that now. This is the 2-litre diesel version, and it's automatic, 8.5 to 62, 63.2 mpg, 150 brake horsepower, insurance group 21, and 600 litres of boot space, even in the hatchback, which is great. Lowest price on this we've seen was 269. The highest price was 492. Average price of 389, and it's currently 286 with 858 up front. Again, looks like good value, really, doesn't it? Like really good value. Ford Focus 1 litre EcoBoost hybrid ST line. So you haven't got the ST Performance, but you've got the ST Looks. 280 quid a month with 842 up front. 10.2 seconds to 62, 50 mpg, insurance group 15. And look at the price history on it. Average has been 292, at its peak 420, at its lowest point 263. Kind of average at the moment, but it's in stock. 280 quid a month gets you that shiny Focus. Folks, if you are considering any of these vehicles, you should also be considering gap insurance. ALA Insurance, a top provider of gap insurance. It's a 5-star de facto rated product. If you don't know what that means, I'll probably do an informational video on that at some point, because it's basically validation that it is as good as they say it is. It covers new, used, lease and pre-registered vehicles, 99% claims payout rate. That's very important. So people that try and get paid out on this, 99% of them do. Fully insured and protected, and you can pay monthly if you want to. Now, typically, I've looked at loads of different quotes in these lease deals videos in the past. Typically, for a 3-year lease, you're looking at about 120 quid, something like that. But if you put the code GYM10 in, you'll get 10% off. And it's not just on gap insurance. You'll get 10% off on most products on the ALA website if you use the code GYM10. You can also get things like key cover, alloy wheel and tyre cover, scratch and dent cover. GYM10 works on all of those. Thanks again to ALA for sponsoring today's video. Simply go to ala.co.uk and use the code JIM10 at checkout. Toyota CHR plug-in hybrid design is next. CVT version, 861 up front, 287 a month. I've waxed lyrical about these cars in the past. It really surprised me when I had one of these in for review. I was expecting it to be a bit meh, and actually I fell in love with it. 7.2 seconds to 62, 223 brake horsepower, 287 a month, on average 389. Its lowest point was about £4 or £5 less than this, but at its peak it was £480 a month. Currently 287 with 861 up front. Sticking with Toyota, we got the Corolla Touring Sport next. We saw deals on the Suzuki Sways last week. This is the same car with the Toyota badge on it. You'll see loads of these as taxis, 9.4 seconds to 62, 596 litres of boot space, insurance group 17, 140 horsepower, 62.8 mpg, and certainly 60 mpg is achievable in this thing, unbelievably. 368 has been the average, 405 at its peak, currently 297 with 891 up front, and it's in stock, so don't hang around. Peugeot 3008 1.2 hybrid, 136 Allure EDSC6. So this EDSC6 is their new kind of pseudo automatic gearbox, as we've got the ECVT and all that kind of stuff. The lowest price we've seen on this car is right now 356 a month with an upfront of 1,069. At its peak 689 and on average 483. So that really looks like decent value for what seems to be quite a decent car. Toyota RAV4. This is a brilliant car. The 2.5 plug-in hybrid design CVT. 657 litres of boot space, insurance group 36, 6 seconds to 62, 540 quid a month on average, 623 at its peak, currently 382 with 1147 up front. Folks, I'm nearly at the 50,000 subscribers. Please, it takes you a second. Over 60% of you are not subscribed. Just click that button and help me out. It'd be great to get to that at the end of this week. I think that's a bit adventurous, but you never know. Skoda Kodiaq is next. This one's a 7-seater and it is a factory order, so you will have a bit of a wait if you want one of these. 1,164 up front and 388 a month. 9.8 seconds to 62, 150 brake horsepower, 340 litres of boot space, but that is, of course, with the back row of seats up, so that's with all 7 seats in place. If you have those down, it's over 800 litres. Insurance group 20, despite it being a massive car, 443 a month on average, 642 at its peak. At its lowest point, it was about 14 quid a month less than it is right now. But we're still looking at very good price against that average and against the peak. 1,164 up front and 388 a month. Audi A6 is next. This one's the saloon. It's the 2-litre petrol S-tronic S-line. 530 litres of boot space, 204 brake horsepower, insurance group 36, 38.7 mpg, and 7.3 seconds is the 0 to 62 time. On average, it's been 521. At its peak, 602, and its lowest price is right now 422 a month, 425 a month with 1,275 up front. You can also get that in a state form, exactly the same everything, I believe, on that one. It's just about 20-25 quid a month more. Price history on that one, again, you can see this is the lowest price we've seen one. At its peak, that one's 719. That truly is a car that will do everything for you, and it's just a glorious thing to drive. Really is a brilliant car, the A6. Lexus NX 450H Plus ECVT Premium Pack. 6.3 seconds to 62, 525 litres of boot space, insurance group 38 and 306 brake horsepower. This is, of course, a plug-in hybrid. Let's have a look at the numbers on this. So, on average, it's been 783 a month. At its peak, 804, and the lowest price on one is now. This is a steal, folks. 440 quid a month with 1,320 up front, and it gets you this glorious Lexus NX with plenty O spec on top of it as well. You've got the premium pack. That's a great thing. It won't let you down. It's not going to cost you the earth to run. You can obviously run that as an all-electric car for short runs, or benefit from that battery for a bit better MPG on the longer runs. It's just a brilliant piece of kit. You can't really fault it. Audi Q5 is next. This one's the S-Tronic Tech Pack. It's Quattro 50 TFSIs. It's petrol, 6.1 seconds to 62, 299 brake horsepower and 460 litres of boot space. Again, it's the plug-in hybrid. 640 has been the average, so it's below that, but it's in stock. At its peak, 701. Currently 1,742 up front with 580 a month. It was massively cheaper a couple of times just for a day, probably. Probably cancelled orders or something. If you're after a Q5, this is not a bad time to get one, and it is in stock. Then we've got the BMW M2. This is the 480 DCT. That's the automatic. 4 seconds to 62, 29 mpg, 390 litres of boot space. 40 is the insurance group, and it's got 480 brake horsepower. Yikes. This is bang on its average price, £2,000 up front, 661 a month. I just think that's a lot of car for the money, which is why I'm showing you it in this video. Folks, all the links are in the video description as always, so please click through those. Please follow me on social media somewhere as well. It really does help. They're all popping up on the screen for you. And of course, please use those links to Lease Loco and today's sponsors, ALA. It helps support the channel. So as a reminder, Wednesday will be my Loco Day video, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. And then later in the week, or possibly even over the weekend or early next week, I'm going to do the electric car lease deals of the month. I want to get these deals out to you as quickly as possible, but I don't want to bombard you with lots of the same content. So yeah, I'll do it at a time when it seems to make sense for everyone, and to make sure you get a video that you're getting most value from, really. On Wednesday, if those Loco deals are not particularly fantastic, I won't do a special video for it. I might even combine that with the electric one, depending on what we see. So fluid situation that we shall keep that way. Thanks ever so much for watching, folks. I'll see you on the next one.